half a day.
It's a form of greeting like hello.
From Guam to Colorado, perspectives on the most talked about spot on Earth, where we had no idea anyone even knew of Next.
You have a lot of Next viewers in Guam.
Two views of the conflict that got hotter today, from a Coloradan, now in Guam, and a Guamanian, now in Colorado. The media's obsession with the Taylor Swift trial. Either a woman got assaulted or a man's life was ruined. Why are we treating it like entertainment? The Broncos kick off tonight, but look around Colorado. Something's different this year. Confessions of a pregnant woman.
I have no idea why people want to touch me when I'm pregnant.
And a sign that someone failed their driving test. Next. 6,666 miles separate Denver from Guam. It is the distance of a day. It's Friday morning there. People waking to word that President Trump again escalated the nuclear-armed insults with North Korea, saying he will not allow America to be disrespected, and threatening retaliation like the world has never seen if North Korea carries out its threat to attack Guam. Tonight, two perspectives bridging the miles between. A native of Guam nervously watching from Colorado. But first, a journalist back in her childhood village in Guam after more than a decade here in Colorado. I asked Becca Elmore if she feels safe.
Personally, yes. A lot of people don't understand that we have the THAAD, we have an anti-ballistic missile system here. It's permanently deployed on Guam. We have per capita some of the largest military personnel. So one individual, if I could quote him yesterday, said that the safest place to be is wherever they're aiming, because we've prepared for this.
Elmore is currently working in television news in Guam. She sees the frantic coverage from American networks and contrasts it with the relative calm in Guam, as the governor told people to go back to their barbecues. All the while, she's getting panic messages from friends back in Colorado.
A lot of people are sending me like bidding me farewell messages, and they don't understand again that this is something that we get all the time. And I think they're really ramping it up in the States, but what I wish people would talk about is the Guam residents here who are doing everything they can to sort of stay sane and live and go about their daily life.
One other thing to remember as you watch the national news coverage of this, Elmore said it is a great insult in Guam when news outlets provide the number of U.S. troops that are at risk there and don't mention all of the residents of Guam who are Americans by birth. People like Gerard Afflugui, who's born in Guam, lives in Highlands Ranch, spoke with our Noel Brennan.
It's funny how many thousands of pictures we have now.
It's so easy to access family.
I've got 3 kids.
With our fingertips.
My 2 daughters are actually on a paddleboard.
Too easy. If you ask Gerard Afflugui's kids.
They're going to be like, Dad, you did it. How dare you?
Family has been on Gerard's mind. Those in Colorado.
Oh, here's a sunset.
And those 6,664 miles away.
I've got first, second, and third cousins that we constantly communicate with when we go back. Us Guamanians that live here in the States, you know, we have a cause for concern for our family back in Guam.
Gerard has been glued to news and social media.
This North Korean threat, it has been an ongoing threat.
The latest threat is North Korea's claim of a detailed plan for a missile strike near Guam.
To have something explode 30 miles outside of Guam's waters would probably be devastating.
A missile could reach the U.S. island territory in just 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's concerning.
Gerard hopes it never comes to that.
We want a resolution. We want a diplomatic resolution because ultimately we want to be able to call Guam our home.
Family has never felt so close.
My memories of Guam are very fresh.
And so far away.
We want to be able to know and be comforted that our families are okay.
For Next, I'm Noel Brennan.
The fact that we're able to have an intelligent discussion about nuclear weapons, how many exist, which countries have them, that's largely due to one guy, one researcher who's dedicated his life to asking everyone from the American military to foreign dictators a single question: got nukes? He's constantly digging for this hard-to-find information. We talked to him from D.C. today.
It's a sort of a box you slowly open up over the years, but once it is beginning to open up, officials generally tend to get a little more relaxed about making available some information because they understand the value of being able to have an accurate debate in the public about where things are heading, instead of rumors and worst-case scenarios that people will spin anyway if they don't have basic information.
Full disclosure, Hans Christensen's Nuclear Information Project at the Federation of American Scientists, it's funded by some groups who are working to reduce the number of nukes in the world, but his numbers are considered the gold standard. And I found this to be the most interesting part. His declassified numbers, those are the best numbers that can be publicly discussed with all of us and the general public who don't have security clearances. Fans waiting at the crack of dawn to get a seat for the action, office workers covering their windows with Post-it notes of support, news cameras camped out day and night. Does that sound like a serious sexual assault trial to you? Our Marshall Zellinger wants to know why so many people are treating the Taylor Swift trial as entertainment.
They lined up at 0:30 to get front row seats to see a pop star.
I think it's super interesting.
But the venue isn't Red Rocks, it's federal court in Denver.
So it's really cool that we're allowed to be there and kind of experience it with her.
The her is Taylor Swift. The experience is a trial. She accuses former Denver radio DJ David Mueller of groping her after a concert in 2013. He says he didn't, and she's ruined his reputation.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that, in 30 years I can say I was at the Taylor Swift trial in Denver.
Hang on. Now, that fan did go on to say it's a big deal because sexual assault can happen to anyone. But waiting in line and literally posting song lyrics as funny quips during a sexual assault case? Really?
There's people all over that are treating this like some sort of celebrity event, right? And that's not what's going on inside the doors.
Dr. Stephen Jay is a professor of rhetoric and digital media at Metro State. He tells me the Post-its, the people, and the paparazzi are because we lack the ability to see the humanity of the situation.
If you were to get into the nitty-gritty of what's happening, it's a really, really bad thing. Either you have a young adult whose life has been negatively impacted by the events that happened, or you have a person, a professional, whose professional life has been ruined by this.
It's combining two things that our brains absolutely love: fame and bad news.
Dr. Max gives us a built-in excuse, almost a birthright, even though this trial is about something bad happening to one of two people.
We're actually evolutionarily predispositioned to like gossip, and to like gossip about famous people.
For Next, I'm Marshall Zellinger.
Before you call us hypocrites, yes, we at 9 News are also covering this trial. And I would hope that you find our coverage to be substantive about the allegations, the implications, not what she's wearing or the precise positioning of his hand. So hold us accountable to a higher standard. We welcome your feedback. You can email next@9news.com.
Our next question comes from a viewer named Jace, curious about how life insurance policies interact with Colorado's new physician-assisted suicide law. Jace asks, does having a physician-assisted suicide invalidate most life insurance policies? Is it ethical to make that person suffer in order for their family to get life insurance proceeds? On the flip side, should insurance companies be on the hook for a life insurance payout if the policyholder willfully decides to end their life?
Those are excellent, thoughtful questions. We reached out to Jimmy Alexander, an insurance industry expert. He says if there's a suicide of any kind in the first year of a policy, all insurance companies are going to contest a payout in that instance. In the case of a suicide after 1 year, an assisted suicide or otherwise, well, then all companies are required to pay out the full death benefit. We'll always try our best to get your questions answered. You can email those to next@9news.com or send them to us on social media with the hashtag HeyNext.
A sign that you need a bit more practice before that driving test. The Broncos are playing. The Broncos are playing. So where's everyone's orange today? And for all who wonder what to say to a pregnant woman, she'll tell you what not to say. A confession from someone who's heard it all. Next.
I can't tell you exactly how to pass a Colorado driver's license road test, but I can tell you how to fail it. Just do what someone did at the DMV office in Parker. Smash into the sign reserving the spot for driver's license tests. Denise Archuleta spotted this week and was kind enough to send it our way. The people who administer driving tests for the state tell us, yep, if you hit the driving test parking sign, that is an automatic fail.
Hi there. We're tracking severe thunderstorms tonight, moving from the northwest to the southeast. I'm meteorologist Kathy Sabin. Heavy rain, hail, and lightning, and temperatures below average again, a trend we've seen for most of this week. Today, the weather kind of stirred up by a little cool front dropping south along the Front Range. Severe thunderstorm watch covers portions of the metro area and a large chunk of east central Colorado. Rotating storms prompting National Weather Service to issue a tornado warning for possible funnel cloud development northwest of Lamar. That for about another 5 minutes or so. Tomorrow will be a little warmer and drier. The front will be south, less available moisture, and a little more sunshine for a change. Still, isolated storms are likely in the afternoon, both Friday and Saturday, but temperatures will reflect the sunshine, trending upward finally into the 80s. And we'll see that right into the weekend. Still a chance of heavy rain tonight, thunder and lightning with areas of fog late. We'll see that fog in the morning, and then we'll get to about 82 in the afternoon. 80s expected for the weekend. Sunday looks to be the stormier of the 2 days, and in and around the metro area, get ready for round 2. There's more rain coming.
The most Colorado thing we saw today is a dude who has a mountain bike riding shotgun on top of his motorcycle sidecar. Another of Next Great viewers, Gary Henry, saw this on 36 just outside Boulder. That's original, you know? There's a member of our Next team, Tom Cole. He knows everything about cycling, and he says what he thinks we're looking at here is a modified roof rack that's holding the bike on the sidecar. Very well done, and the most Colorado thing we saw today. The first Broncos preseason game is tonight. Please pardon my pants, but we're not seeing as much orange and blue as usual. Look at what we found, or didn't, on the 16th Street Mall.
First game of the year, right?
We always got a chance.
I want to see the quarterback.
Excited for the game tonight?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Very.
Our research department says 99.9% of Next viewers have a cat. Dr. Max says cats are a gateway drug to other cats. And our pregnant friend confesses all the weird and wild stuff that people apparently think is okay to say to women who are expecting. Expect to cringe and laugh. Next.
Talking about cats with Dr. Max Wachtel.
We're both cat guys, right?
We're both cat guys.
So
I have one, you have?
I have somewhere between 0 and 10.
Just anywhere in that range.
Anywhere in that range. It depends.
I guess I have between 0 and 5.
Okay, there you go. So, so you have one cat right now,
yes.
right? Your kitty's probably kind of lonely at home.
He is.
You know, we joke a lot about cats being antisocial and they try and kill you in your sleep, whatever. We both love cats, and we know that's not the case. And actually, cats are much happier if they have a companion. If there's more than one cat around, they sleep in a little kitty pile. Mm-hmm. It's very cute and fluffy, and it does not cause them extra stress to have other cats in their environment. They actually kind of like it.
It might cause me extra stress, though.
It definitely causes the human some extra stress, and there's certainly some extra stress placed on the litter box. Yeah. But the cats love it.
Really?
Yeah, and cats they will go so far as to ignore food in order to hang out with other cats or hang out with their favorite human. Like cats really like their humans.
So basically, what you're saying is never have a solo cat.
Never have a solo cat. You should always have somewhere between 2 and 10 cats. We'll say.
then you might run into a problem at some point.
You'll have some other issues, but your cats will be happy. Yeah, the other people won't want to talk to you,
so
but your cats will love you.
That's what Chip has been trying to tell me for the longest time.
I think so.
Trying to figure it out.
I think that may be why he's trying to kill you.
All right. I'm going to go get another cat. Dr. Max Wachtel, thanks so much.
And Steve did. What is it about encountering a pregnant woman that causes some people to lose control of their mouths or hands?
Hi, I'm Anna, and this is my confession of a pregnant woman. I went to the county fair with my husband and my 2-year-old daughter, and I went to get lemonade for all of us. And the man behind the counter asked me if my turkey timer had popped. And it took a second to realize he was talking about my navel. He wanted to know if I was an innie, and no, I was an outie. And it was completely bizarre, because I couldn't think of another context in your life where someone would ask you about your belly button. A lot of people will just ask the generic, oh, when are you due? What are you having? The one that gets weird is when you tell them when you're due, and they either think you're too big or too small for where you're at gestationally. I had an elected official once in the course of my job tell me his daughter was due a week after me, but you know, she was a lot smaller than I was. Great. I'm glad to know I'm so much bigger than your daughter. I have no idea why people want to touch me when I'm pregnant. We don't normally touch people we don't know. It's weird and it's creepy. Some of it comes from a good place. A lot of it is sort of sweet comments from older women who maybe are reminiscing about having a baby. But I think like that permissiveness like opens the door to people to say all kinds of crazy shit. That was my confession of a pregnant woman.
So now, among others, we have heard the confessions of bridesmaids, substitute teachers, a pregnant woman. Send your confession to next@9news.com. We will have an update on the Coloradans swimming her way to a record, plus a small correction and a large issue with my drawers. Next. Sarah Thomas did it. 1:30 local time, 3:30 a.m. our time. She completed her record-breaking swim up and down Lake Champlain. 104 miles. She was swimming for 67 hours and 16 minutes straight, unassisted. Nobody could touch her. She says the last 3 hours were the hardest, getting through weeds and seagrass in the dark. There you see her hobble out of the water to cheers and plenty of jokes about pruny hands. Hey, thank you for watching Next during the first bit of the Broncos preseason game over on Channel 20, or taking the time to DVR Next so you could watch it after the Broncos game. That is no small thing, and we appreciate it. Just like we appreciate when people go out of their way to tell us how this program has helped them make new connections or explore a bit of our world. Consider the guy up in the Dakotas, Bradley Hansen, who stopped to take a picture in front of this spectacular bison sculpture in South Dakota. You remember this? We profiled the artist, a Coloradan who was building this bison in his garage a few months ago. We told you it would be up in Dakotas on display. You remembered. And that is pretty cool. We finish with your feedback as always. And despite what your TV may say, you may want to calibrate the color. These are orange pants for the Broncos, not red. Kim Martin posts on Facebook, please don't wear those orange pants again. It looks like you escaped from prison and found a jacket along the way. But Fern likes them a little better. She says, when I saw Kyle's pants tonight, I immediately put on my solar eclipse glasses. And all is well. Way to make the best of an ugly situation, Fern. See you next time.